What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. Manchester United are back in action again in the Premier League. Matchday 35 up against Brentford at the G-Tech Community Centre. 2 PM kickoff tomorrow and manager is Thomas Frank, of course. So earlier on in the season, Manchester United did manage to beat Brentford 2-1 at Old Trafford, courtesy of goals from Garnacho and Højlund for Man United, and then Pinnock did score for Brentford as well. So in terms of Thomas Frank, he has been managing Brentford since the 16th of October 2018, and he's managed them for 313 games, won 130, drawn 76 and lost 107, and he's got a win percentage of 41.53. So in terms of some insights for the match, let's look at some insights for the match. I'll pull them up for you right now. So Brentford have won just one of their last 12 meetings with Manchester United in all competitions, drawing 2 and losing 9. A 4-0 home win in August 2022. 10 of Manchester United's 12 Premier League goals against Brentford have come in the second half of games, with 3 of their last 5 coming after the 90th minute. And Manchester United have won just 3 of their last 21 away games against London sides, drawing 5 and losing 13, with all 3 of those victories coming against Fulham. And Brentford ended a run of 8 home Premier League games without a win, with a 2-1 victory over Brighton on 19th April. It was the 5th time they'd scored 4 or more goals in a home league game in 2024-25, their most in a season since 1991-92. And Manchester United are winless in their last 5 Premier League matches, drawing 2 and losing 3, their worst run since April-May 2019. And they've not gone 6 without a win since November-December 2015 under Louis van Gaal. So not really good for United in terms of some recent form, but it is what it is. In terms of some recent form for Brentford though, they are coming away with wins against Nottingham Forest away from home, and they did manage to beat Brighton at home as well. And before that, they got draws at Arsenal, and then at home they did manage to get a draw against Chelsea as well. But before that, they did lose, unfortunately, to Newcastle. So in terms of some recent form, in terms of the league table, Brentford do currently sit 11th with 14 wins, 7 draws and 13 losses, and with a total of 49 points. In terms of some recent form, in their last 5, Brentford have won 2, drawn 2 and lost 1. And United, unfortunately, we haven't won a single game in our last 5 Premier League games. So that's 0 wins, 2 draws and 3 losses for United in their last 5 games. In terms of Brentford's starting 11, I'll pull that up for you right now. This is how I expect them to line up. So Flecken in net, Coyote, Collins, Van der Berg, Lewis Potter making up the back 4, Norgard and Yarmulke making up the 2 central defensive midfielders, and Mbeumo, Damsgaard and Schade making up the front 3 in behind Wissa. So in terms of tactical principles for Brentford, they rely on being direct, aggressive pressing and dominating at set plays. Brentford's attacking strategy is based upon adaptability with a mixture of possession and direct play. Tactics include flexible shape, so often you'll see them in a 4-2-3-1, a 4-3-3 or a 3-5-2 as well. They switch between playing a back 4 and a back 3 systems depending on the opposition and players available as well. So fullbacks or wingbacks are important for them to provide width and progression. Direct ball progression as well. Brentford are comfortable by bypassing midfield by playing long balls to their striker Wissa, who can hold up play and bring others in. Runners from midfield or wide areas exploit second balls as well. Use of set pieces, one of the Premier League's most dangerous side on set pieces. Routine variations, blockers and clever movements are coached into the squad. So wide overloads and crossing as well. The team creates overloads on one side and uses crosses as a key attacking method. Brian and Mbeumo and the overlapping fullback combine often on the flanks, and rotational midfield play as well. Christian Norgard or his replacement typically sit in deep recycling possession, and other midfielders make runs forward as well, rotating to confuse the opposition, and rotate to confuse the opposition. So when they do get on the ball, they look to create wide overloads. They look to go 2v1 on the wing as well. The strengths they have will be fast starts, as we've seen. They'll exploit weak side fullbacks as well. They'll switch the ball effectively, and you'll see them scoring early goals and from kickoff routines as well. So winger driven attacks on the counter as well. So in terms of final thirds, the They use the overlap. This involves wide players, usually fullbacks, making forward runs to get around the winger, creating 2v1 situations. Underlaps as well. When the winger receives the ball out wide, he will attract the opposition fullback. This opens up space between the fullback and centre back, which allows their number 8 to make underlapping runs into the space. Many players in the box as well. The midfielders and wingers always look to make runs into the box when the ball is in the final third, often getting 4 or 5 players into these areas to create overloads as well. So in terms of defending without possession, Brentford are tactically mature defensively, often mixing pressing phases with compact blocks depending on the opponent. When they don't have the ball, they minimize their exposure to balls in behind by going into a low or mid 4-4-2 block. They lead the lead in set piece goals as well. So in terms of against stronger sides, they sit in a mid to low block. Brentford sit usually in a 5-3-2 or a 5-4-1 shape to reduce space in between the lines. And emphasis is on compactness and central protection. Zonal press triggers. They press in organized phases rather than constantly. Triggers include poor opposition touches, back passes or passes to fullbacks facing their own goal. Defensive compactness. Thomas Frank emphasizes narrowness to force opponents wide. Wing backs drop into a back five, forming a dense central zone. Transition defense as well. Quick recovery into shape after losing the ball. Midfielders are tasked with immediate pressure or tactical fouling to slow counters as well. Man marking in key areas. Thomas Frank sometimes uses hybrid marking, zonal plus man in midfield or during set pieces as well. So in essence, Brentford under Thomas Frank are pragmatic but well drilled as well. They blend high energy pressing and compact defending with a direct but not rudimentary attacking approach. Their tactics often shift depending on the opponent quality. For example, they'll press higher the lower table sides but sit deep and counter against top 6 clubs as well. So in terms of their star man, obviously it's going to be Bryan Mbeumo. He's got 18 goals and 6 assists in the Premier League so far this season. He is their most creative player in the side, one we have to look out for, and he's very dangerous in and around the box and has a lot of quality in the final third as well. And I wouldn't necessarily mind him seeing at Man United. I think he's a decent player. Probably better. He would be a decent playing in that right hand position for me as anyway. In terms of Man United's Man United are coming away with a 3-0 win against Athletic Club. Before that, we did lose to Bournemouth. We drew to Bournemouth 1-1 away from home, but we did lose to Wolves 1-0 at home, unfortunately. So we are coming away with a decent win midweek in the Europa League against Athletic Club. Really good win, courtesy of goals from Casemiro and 2 from Bruno Fernandes. Really good performance by us, it has to be said. In terms of United's team news for this match, Dalot, Martinez, Heaven, Xerxes and Collier are all out. So in terms of Man United's starting 11, this is personally my preferred 11 that I would go with. A lot of rotation in the side, of course. Onana and net, Lindelof, De Ligt, Fredrickson making up the back 3. Ahmad coming into that right wing back position. He did get some minutes against Athletic Club at the end. Ericsson and Kone making up the 2 in midfield. Amas at left wing back. Then a front 3 of Fernandes, Menu and Chido Obi Martin. So, it's a really heavily rotated side, likes of Seka Kone coming in and Ahmad. But this is my predicted. I don't necessarily think we'll see that many changes. I wouldn't mind seeing Shaw maybe getting some couple of more minutes. But, the Europa League is the priority for us, of course. So, we do have an important match against Athletic Club, obviously at Old Trafford for the return leg. So, how do you beat Brentford? Well, obviously, before that, I'm going to say star man for United, of course, Bruno Fernandes, has to be said every match. But how do you beat Brentford? So, of course, neutralise Brentford's early kickoff routines. Brentford frequently employ aggressive kickoff strategies, launching long balls to tall players to gain territory and create immediate goal-scoring opportunities. So to counter this, you need to win the first and second balls, deploy aerially strong defenders to challenge initial headers and position midfielders to secure loose balls, maintain defensive discipline, ensure defenders are alert from the outset to prevent early breakthroughs, strengthen set-piece defense as well. So Brentford pose significant threat from set pieces, including corners and long throw-ins. So United should assign specific marking duties, designate defenders to mark key aerial threats, like a Whisper or whatever. So enhance goalkeeping goalkeeper readiness as well. Ensure Andre Onana is prepared to command the box to deal with high balls and exploit Brentford's defensive gaps as well. So Brentford usually sit in a compact formation, and that can leave space out wide in areas if they do deploy a three at the back. Because they kind of do sometimes change their formation depending on the opposition. So United can capitalize by utilizing overlapping fullbacks, so encourage fullbacks to advance and deliver crosses into the box, deploying wingers effectively as well. Players like Garnacho can stretch the play if he does start, but I wouldn't be, I would personally rest him, and then leverage midfield creativity as well. Bruno Fernandes and Christian Eriksen can unlock defenses with their vision to maximize the impact. Position Fernandes centrally, allow him to operate in his preferred role to dictate play, and then utilize Eriksen's passing range as well. Use his ability to switch play and find runners in behind as well. So also implement tactical flexibility. Adaptability can be crucial against Brentford's dynamic approach, so United should adjust formations as needed, be prepared to shift formations to counter Brentford's tactics as well. Make timely substitutions, introducing players like Mason Mount, who can inject energy and maintain intensity as well. Maintain defensive solidity. Brentford's counterattacks can be potent, so United must ensure midfield coverage. So maybe the likes of Eriksen and Kone should shield the defense and break up transition as well. So avoid overcommitting, balance attacking endeavors with defensive responsibilities to prevent being caught out, and finally start with a high intensity. Brentford have a history of scoring early goals, so United should press aggressively from the start, set the tempo early to disrupt Brentford's rhythm as well. So capitalize on early opportunities as well. Aim to score first to gain control of the match. So there's some insights in terms of how Man United can beat Brentford. Personally, I think it's going to be a tough match for Manchester United. I'm not sure if we'll be coming away with anything against Brentford, because they're just they are a better side than us. But before we do head off, let's take a look at the Premier League table. Quick time. So I'll pull the Premier League table up for you now. Manchester United do sit in 15th position. With a win, we would move to 42 points. So we could potentially move to 13th position, depending on if Wolves can beat Brighton in their next match. But Wolves and Everton have already played. So with a win, Manchester United would move to 42 points, and then we would be in 13th position. Brentford, on the other hand, are possibly chasing the Conference League spots. So if they want to be entertaining European qualification, they would need to be picking up a win against us. So with a win, Brentford would move to 52 points, and they could potentially move to 9th position as well. So in terms of my score prediction, I don't think Man United are coming away with a win here. I think Brentford are going to win, and I think Brentford are going to win 2-0, courtesy of goals from Mbeumo and Wissa. But hopefully I'm proven wrong, and hopefully Manchester United do come away with the win. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you after the match.